In India, I think the second most sensitive word after ma is cinema. I guess millions of you out there, you not just consume cinema, not just consume films, you always imagine to be a part of it. And I'm pretty sure many of you have always dreamt of being part of a cinema, have always thought how great it would have been maybe if I was just part of this film. I was there, like when you're visualizing or watching a cinema that you really, really like. But unlike most of the profession that we know of, we don't really know how to get into cinemas. For other jobs, there are advertisements in the newspaper, their website where you can always check what jobs are there and like apply for one. But when you always think that you want to be an actor, you want to be part of cinema and films, you're always confused what to do. Well, I'm not really here to tell you what to do, but I can tell you my own journey, which might help you, I think, a tad bit to understand how you can have your own way or own path into the world of filmmaking. I'm Ritabhari Chakraborty. Many of you, I guess, I hope, remember me as Lolita Lahiri from Ogo Bodhu Sundari. Or maybe some of you have seen me in the song with Aishman Khurana or Remon. And I hope a lot of you have seen my short Naked with Kalki or have seen my latest release, my Bollywood debut Pari alongside Anushka Sharma that released on 2nd of March. Well, I'm gonna tell you a bit about my own life, how I started and how I got here. Maybe that will give you a little insight on how you can have your own path towards uh, into cinema. Well, um, to your surprise, I started very early at 15, and I didn't really choose to be an actor. It kind of happened to me. My sister, she's a very, very pretty girl, and she always wanted to be an actor. And in order to be an actor, she thought her best path would be to be a model. And she used to do all these shoots and photo shoots, which was really fun. I really enjoyed looking at them. And I remember one day I went to pick her up from an audition that she had gone for. And the people over there thought that I have come for the audition. Yes. And I was 15. I didn't know what an audition is. They asked me to do a few things. So I did them. And then my mother got a call back that we want to cast your daughter for a TV show. And my mother was like, I never sent my daughter for any sort of audition or anything. I didn't even know she acts or she can act. I'm really doubtful about that. Any which ways, she said she has her class 10 examinations ahead. I can't let her go. So sorry. The production house was Ravyoja Productions. Yes, the producers of Ogo Bodhu Sundari. They got back to us after 3 months, calling my mother, almost pleading her, saying that there's a part which is carved out for her and we would really like her to play. And by this time, my exams were over, and my mother thought, okay, what's the harm in just meeting the man? So I went and met the man, Ravyoja. And he sort of convinced me, saying that it's an amazing experience, it's going to be great for you. And I was really not looking or really craving for a break or anything, but it did sound like a really fun plan and adventure. And I'm always willing to go for something really adventurous. So I said yes. And that's how we started shooting for Ogo Bodhu Sundari. Now, I would have liked it if the story went like this. I went on the floor. I was so amazing. I flipped my hair, and I was the heroine of the greatest or one of the highest TRP TV shows ever since till now. But the story didn't go like that. I went on the floor the first day, and on day one, I realized that I'm a terrible actor. Like, I'm really, really, really bad. And not just because I can't emote or perform. I can emote and perform as a person also that my producers and directors has already seen, but I was completely non-technical. I had no idea, like, you cannot dab your chest like this while talking because you have a mic over there always. That I should not be casting a shadow on my co-actor while walking, or I have to take the light in order to perform. I had no such clues, which is why in all these things I got totally jumbled up and I failed to perform. When I saw myself in the monitor, I was sure this is anything but acting. But I guess my humility kept me grounded and taught me that, yeah, I am not an actor and I really have to work hard to be one. And I did. I I had a grilling experience for 4 months. I was shooting 18, 19 hours a day, and most of my time went in, like, observing my other actors, observing everyone else. And I won't tell you that I turned out and came out as Al Pacino after 4 months, but I did become Lolita Lahiri in 4 months, a character that so many people have loved and appreciated. And the TRPs were like, really high. And Ogo Bodhu Sundari till date is the highest rated Bengali TV show that ever happened. Later on, it was adapted into a Hindi TV show called Sasural Genda Phool. And I got many awards even before I turned 18 as Best Actress, Best Debutant in a television series, and so on. So even the Chief Minister praised the work I was doing. And trust me, even I didn't know what exactly I was doing because it kind of happened to me, as I told you. But by now, I had fallen in love with acting. And by the way, I'm always a nerd and I have always loved studying. I mean, education is never something that has been imposed on me, which is why I continued to study and my grades were always good. 2 years of Ogo Bodhu Sundari, I devoted all my time into acting and into studying in my makeup room. 18 hours, 19 hours, 20 hours. So there was hardly any sleep, hardly any friends, hardly any hanging out, hardly any fun that you call that you guys have when you're in school. I didn't have any. So, of course, the moment Ogo Bodhu Sundari winded up, my class 12 examination has also gotten over. The results were out, and in my ISC exams, I have topped in history and Bengali. Yes, I did. And I was so happy, but I wanted to take a break from limelight. A lot of my seniors, co actors, colleagues, they all told me, Ritabhari, you're being extremely stupid. Like, extremely stupid. Who does this? Who takes a break from limelight? You're taking it for granted. Just because you've got this in your hand and you didn't really struggle for the break, you're really taking it for granted. But trust me, I needed it. I needed to have my family back, friends back, life back a little bit. So I got into Jadavpur University. I studied history and I didn't want to regret anything later on. But yes, while in college, I again decided that no, I want to come back into acting. But I didn't leave acting at any moment. I was doing theater even in my college. So, but this time, now, this is the part which you should listen to very carefully if you really, really, really think that you can make it big as an actor or at all be an actor. So, the struggle part that you like to say, though I don't like that word struggle, but yeah. So, when after college, I wanted to come and be a film actor because I thought I would like to play many different characters, many different parts, and really have a good line of work that I'm really wanting to do, things that I really like consuming as an audience. So, I went about it, but actually, I didn't know how to go about it. I was confused, lost, didn't know what to do. I made a few friends in this time and um, I did seek advice. They were all seniors. So different kind of advices came. One of my friend, he was an editor of a newspaper. He gave me a list of directors and producers I should be definitely working with in Bengal in order to do well in life, to do good films. So I kind of approached many of them, and these were the kind of replies and advices that I got. Advice number one: you should have an influential or powerful boyfriend, like a producer or filmmaker or a politician or an industrialist. Yeah, like in order to be an actor, a successful actor, you need to have an influential boyfriend. Okay, so point two, the another set of advice that I got was, you should have a very strong PR. You should go out, socialize in parties, and you are already known. You get invited to so many big parties and industry parties. You should go and you should socialize a lot. This was a dead end for me. I I won't say I suck at socializing, but I had like a curfew back at home. I had to go back by 11, and apparently the actual party started post that, and I really didn't know sometimes what to write or reach out to all these filmmakers or producers after hi, hello, how are you, sir? I would like to work with you. Now, what do you say? What's your favorite hobby? I don't know. I didn't know what to say, but I didn't give up the dream and hope of working with the list of people I wanted to work with. I have seen as an actor and I have really 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 liked their work, and I passionately believed and wanted to give my everything to acting, and I wanted to do it very 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 bad. Gladly, my audience that I had gathered during Ogo Bodhu Sundari, who really, really, really loved me, didn't leave me. That was a good thing, which is one reason I was still quite popular and I was getting a lot of TVCs, ads, commercials. My mother had a production house and she never produced really commercial stuff. She produced independent stuff like documentaries, films, and uh, she was like, okay, if she can do it, let her do it. It's not a problem. And this was the first time I started picking up ads, and I realized it's so much fun because I got to conceptualize, I got to see it actually there. Obviously, it was my ads. I was featured there because the client approached me as an actor first, and then I said, okay, I have a production house, so I can do it for you. And they let me. Many of them believed in me, and they let me make ads. And one after the other, I kept on making, I kept on making, I kept on making money, and I also built a lot of self confidence through them because as a producer you kind of feel really independent. You are supervising everything, selecting everything, picking your stuff, and I had such a great team. I still do. So then came a client who came and approached me for a music video that he wanted to make for his upcoming cafe chain called Calcutta Cafe, and he wanted to make a Hindi song. So obviously, if it's a Hindi song, if it's a national project, it's a big project. It was my first project as well, which was numbered in terms of crores and was very big. And I could also pick and choose and involve a national artist. That was the song that you have seen, Oremon with Ayushman Khurrana. I got to pick the entire team in the song. Of course, Ayushman sang the song. He was featured in the song. I was featured in the song. The song was directed by Shlok Sharma, written by Swanand Kirkire, composed by Chandrabindu. And I got to pick every single thing. And this has been a dream to work with all these people. And I put them together. Even if you see the song, the art direction, even including the small origamis in the frame, was done by me. Even the whole idea, the concept of it. I was in every step from conceptualizing it till the color correction. And the day we released the song went viral. Till date, it has like 11 million or 12 million views or something. And it was incredible. This was the first time when I got response from across the country, and it was amazing. It felt so great, but I knew this was just the beginning. There's so much more that I have to do. So the next step came where I kind of took a risk, a big risk, because ads are a no loss business. You get a project, you keep your cutoff, and you do your ad with the rest of it. But this time, I wanted to make something, something which I really, really felt that should be spoken about out there to people. So I conceptualized this short called Naked, which is loosely based on an experience that Radhika Apte had when she uh, when she acted in a film directed by Anurag Kashyap, which was not supposed to be screened or featured in our country anywhere. It was completely made for the festival circuit and for international market. And there was a semi-nude scene of Radhika, which somebody recorded and set it out in the internet, and it went viral as a porn clip. And she was slut shamed, harassed, abused online. It was a mess for just for her for just playing a part, for doing her job as an actor. And this did hit me, and because I have been through similar experience, maybe not something so bad, but yeah, I think we all women, we have gone through some sort of online bullying or bad experiences out there. So I pitched this to Facebook India that I want to do something like this, and they were like, we are backing you, go ahead and do it. So that was great. I went and pitched the idea to Kalki Kekla, and Kalki liked the idea in 15 minutes. And that is how Naked happened. And at this moment, I can never call Naked my project. I have to call it both mine and Kalki's project because of the effort she gave, not just as an actor, also in the script and in developing it, and also in making it a social media statement the very day we released it. It also went viral the very day we released it on 8th of March. And Naked had obviously mixed reviews because a lot of people thought it was too feminist, too aggressive, and a lot of people thought it was great and we should talk about such things. To me, it was success, success, success in bold. A, because I made money. B, because I could convey the message I wanted to in my own words. C, after 3 days, I got a call from Anushka Sharma's production that they want to audition me for a part in a film called Pearlie, which casts Anushka Sharma as the protagonist, has Rajat Kapoor and Paramrutu Chatterjee, and they are looking for the fourth main character of the film. I couldn't wait. This is what I have been waiting for all these while for my first national project. They said, we are coming to Calcutta in 10 days to audition. Yeah, I was like, I'm coming in 2 days. I can't wait. So I went there, I auditioned for the project. Again, the rest of the story I wish was like this, and I got the part, and then the film released. It has got such great reviews. Well, the last bit is true, but there was a 3 months in between where there was a lot of grilling because I was 24 and I was supposed to look grown up enough to look like Parambrata Chatterjee's fiance. And basically, I had to look 28, 29 at least. And so there were tons of look tests, again, auditions, screen tests, and so on. And then finally, at one point, Anushka Sharma's brother Karnesh called me and said, "Hey, you're on board. You got the part." All I could say at that time was, "Can I get a hug?" And yes, he did give me the hug and the part, and the film has released finally, and it's doing pretty well. And I have got such amazing reviews for my part and for my project. And I would also like to mention to do that film, I had to let go of a Bengali project that I had already given my dates for called Ummah by Srijit Mukherji. So when things were happening for me, they were happening at the same time from content that I had created for myself, somewhat naked, somewhat Odemon, somewhat ads, somewhat prints. There were always something I was producing and creating for myself out there for people to see. It was as simple as this. If nobody saw what I have to offer, I offer that anyway. And for all of you, I want to convey the same message. I'm not saying that all of you should come here and to start producing things to do and create amazing things for yourself or to carve a path for yourself as an actor. All I'm saying is this was Ritabhari Chakraborty's way. A simple, regular person just like you, her way to the filmmaking industry, to the film industry, to Tollywood, still there, to Bollywood. And also, I have done a Malayali film last year in between. This was my path, this was my way. And I'm still working on it. And I want to do so much more. And I want to create and offer and perform so much more for you guys, not so that you become my fan. If you do, like, thank you. Even if you don't, I want you guys to point out right there at me and say, oh, if she can do it, if Ritabhari Chakraborty can do it, I can definitely do it. And trust me, you can. When somebody tells you you need a boyfriend, influencer, father, somebody in the industry for yourself to do well as an actor, those might be some parts, but not the end of it. There are thousands of paths, hundreds and lakhs of actors who has made their own path their own way. You can make yours. And just to add one line of advice, like for people who don't know how to catch the thread to just get in there are casting companies who will audition you just like you go for a job interview. You get all dressed up, you prepare, you go give an interview. There are something that we call screen tests and auditions. There's Casting Bay, there's Mukesh Chabra Casting Company, there's Jogi Ji's company, all these big houses. I named three, there are hundreds. Google it out there. There are casting companies, including Yash Raj Films and Dharma. They also take newcomers, they also cast people for all sort of characters. So don't feel lost. Just like any other job interview, go out there, be yourself, perform. And if you don't get one, you always know you can have 10 other jobs you can apply for. So all the best to you, and the world is yours only if you believe it can be yours. Thank you.
Tell us what you think about this video and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.